Hello and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Leah Cullis and I'm your guide for our yoga session today. I'm coming to you live from beautiful Austin, Texas. And I have a question for you. What are you ready to receive in your life? Your yoga practice is an opportunity to make your body an open vessel so that you can receive the gifts from your practice. We do this through shedding old energy, letting go of physical tension and tightness, so that we are open and available to be in a beautiful dance of life. When we're weighted down by obsessive thoughts or persistent thoughts and heaviness in our bodies, we're not able to look for the light and be the light. So in this practice, we are going to lighten up as we move through a series of soothing, gentle postures, so that we may identify areas of holding within and make space to receive the gifts from our ongoing practice of yoga. So let's get started. Today, we will use a couple of different props. In gentle yoga, we borrow from the yin and restorative traditions. And so we'll be leaning into the support of our blocks and our pillows or our bolsters. So if you don't have your props near you, go ahead and gather them up. We'll definitely be using a bolster today and 2 blocks if you have them. If not, you can roll up a couple of blankets or use 2 cushions as well. We'll start in a short and simple meditation. So come into a comfortable seat and sit up nice and tall. Lengthen from your hip creases up through your upper arm bones. Then when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. And focus on the natural flow of your breath. And with your external vision closed, you can get more specific with your inner vision and understanding your inner landscape of your body, of your energy, and of the desires of your heart. So with your mind's eye, pull your attention right into the center of your heart space. And ask yourself the question while listening from the energy of your heart. What am I ready to receive? What is it that I want? That I really, really want? See your answers in your mind's eye and feel the sensations that follow through your heart, through your whole body. When we identify what we want, what we desire, and what we're ready for, we start to create our own pathway with our vision and with the information from our bodies, our inner energy. And we have a clear path to take our steps forward in realizing what we want, what we desire, and what we know we can truly have, what we are ready for. Now let's put all of this into practice as we add in poses to our intention and the desires of our heart. Bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a big breath in and lift your breath across your heart space. Open mouth, exhale. Bow your head to your heart. And let the wisdom of your whole body guide you as we create space to receive. Release your hands to your thighs. Gently blink your eyes open and slowly lift your gaze. Okay, yogis, let's get started. We'll begin in Balasana, Child's Pose. So Child's Pose is an amazing resting position that you can come through any time in your practice when you've noticed you've disconnected from your intentions or your breath, or you simply need a space to rest. So all you need is your own permission to bring you back there, to reset and remember why you're here. For our first Child's Pose, we'll be adding on some arm opening. In order to receive, we can't receive with a full plate. We've got to make the space. So in this practice, we'll use poses aligned with our breath to open up the body physically and make ourselves available to receive the gifts that we truly desire. So for Child's Pose, go ahead and touch your big toes together at the back of your mat. Spread your knees nice and wide. Place your blocks out in front of you, and then you'll stand up on your shins and your knees. Place your elbows or your triceps on your blocks. You may need to find a couple of different variations as you find your unique shape. With your upper arm bones on the blocks, or your arm bones on the blocks, go ahead and drop your head between your blocks. Then unite your hands in prayer. Bend your elbows, drop your prayer hands behind your heart or your neck. And as best as you can, rest your head on the earth. If this is too much, you can also do this with a blanket instead of blocks, or simply rest your elbows on the ground. As soon as your third eye, your forehead touches the ground, begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. So bring depth to each cycle of breath. And as you breathe deeply,
Notice how your body responds. Can you make more space between your ribs with every inhale? And with each exhale, start to soften your heart more towards the ground. Adding on, we'll begin to floss the shoulders and the upper arm bones open, or the upper arm muscles open, while linking movement with breath. On your inhale, extend your arms slightly forward. Point your prayer hands towards the top of your mat. With your exhale, bend your elbows again. Keep this gentle rocking with the rhythm of your breath. Maybe you notice it doesn't feel as good to go fully forward, so you find the range of motion that helps you to create space within your body and the muscles supporting and surrounding your heart so that you can open and receive the gifts from your practice. Take about 3 more rounds of breath, yogis. For me, it feels good to press my fingertips together as I gently rock and floss the muscles of my upper back open. Notice what feels good to you. When you're complete, separate your hands, extend your arms forward, touch your fingertips on the ground, and then slowly rise on up to a tabletop shape and shift your blocks off the side of your mat. Sit back on your heels. Take a moment to integrate. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your low belly, and tune in and feel. Where have you opened up your sacred space, your body? What energy are you calling towards you to receive within the space that you've created? Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Blink your eyes open. Downward facing dog. Shift through a tabletop variation, then tuck your toes, lift your hips, make your body into an inverted V. Create long lines from your wrist up to your hips and from your hips down to your heels. Send your breath through the lines of energy and bring prana to all parts of you, the uniting wind. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg high, come into your 3-legged dog. With your exhale, draw your knee into your nose, zip up your low belly, and step to your right thumb. It may take a couple of steps to get there. Then gently lower your left knee down, untuck your back toes. Work your right hand to the inside of your right foot, and you can even crawl your right foot more toward the right edge of your mat. Lizard pose. On your inhale, soar your heart forward, get long through your whole spine. Then exhale, lower down to your degree. This is a great place to use blocks here. You can lift the earth up to you and place your hands on your blocks, or some of you might be able to lower down to your forearms. Once you've come into the shape that's the unique space for you between too much and not enough, then settle in and stay. Resist the urge to micromanage the shape and just notice, once you choose your position, choose your asana, choose your pose, watch how your body responds to you being in stillness. A gentle yoga practice like this teaches us that we don't always have to make things happen. Right? The actions and the doings are part of the process. But equally as important is identifying what we really want, how we want to feel. And then opening up the space to receive those energies, those gifts, the relationships, and the blessings. We have to make the space in order to receive. Option to stay here if this is feeling good, or we'll progress into another variation of lizard pose. Ground your hands to the earth. Then spin your right toes out to about 2 o'clock. Shift onto the knife edge of your right foot so you'll externally rotate your right hip. Then lower back down to the center. You can stay on your hands or come to your forearms or use a block, whatever feels best to you. Once you've created the shape, then inhale, draw your heart forward. Exhale, engage your low belly and soften your chest towards the ground. Every exhale, there's an opportunity to move out any tension or stagnation within your body. You've got to see it, identify it, and feel it first in order to make this change. And making space is a key element of being able to receive the gifts in your life. You can stay in either one of the first variations or come back to your hands. Walk your left hand off the left edge of your mat. Sweep your right arm high. Make a long line across your heart. Then reach your right arm behind you. Option to bend your knee, take a quad stretch. Drag the tops of your ears back, look up, open your throat. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, stick your tongue out. Lion's breath. Release your left foot down. Plant both hands at shoulder distance. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees and notice the difference between your two sides. You have to open up your space in order to receive the gifts from your practice. Let's work it on the left side. Inhale, float your left leg high. Then step your left foot to your left thumb. Inhale, scoop your heart forward and lower your right knee down. Untuck your right toes. Work your left hand inside of your left foot and slowly crawl your left foot towards the outer edge of your mat. First variation of lizard. Use your blocks so that you're not over-efforting or straining in any way. When we put too much effort into any pursuit, we can actually dominate the space, take up more space, and leave no space to receive. This would be in the lineage of yoga philosophy known as tapas. Tapas is a steady commitment, and it's the fire element. But with tapas, we also learned that too much fire or too much too fast creates burnout. It's actually destructive. So within each pose, we have this beautiful opportunity to notice our urges of pushing, of striving, of making things happen. And then we pull back slightly so that we can be in a balance of both effort and ease, strength and surrender, a balanced energy. Second variation. Spin your left toes out to 10 o'clock. Shift onto the pinky toe edge of your foot. Scoop your heart forward, get long. Exhale, lower down. With every inhale, lengthen from your sacrum up through the crown of your head. Then each exhale, soften your heart more towards the ground. Notice if you can even drop your head another layer. Deep, full breaths here, yogis. You can stay here or add on the twist and quad stretch. Slide your right hand off the right edge of your mat.
Reach your left arm high, big expansion through your heart space. Then bend your right knee, catch your foot, pull your heel in towards your glutes. Open up your throat, one lion's breath. Deep inhale, clear your space. Release your back foot, both hands to the earth, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees. And then slowly lower down to your knees. Nice work, yogis. Okay, we're going to use our blocks again. We'll be prone, so laying on our front bodies. Go ahead and set up your blocks at an angle. So a slight angle. The tops will face in, the bottoms will face slightly out, and we'll place them along our upper arm bones. So we want to have mobility, so we're pressing our upper arm bones back, broadening across the heart center, opening up all the tissues around the heart. When we make space physically, we're able to receive more energy, more prana, and the gifts from the practice. So set up your blocks, come into a tabletop position, then work your hands to the outsides of your blocks, step your knees back, slowly lower down. It may take a couple of tries to find the right position for you. You want to be beyond your clavicles, your collarbones. Then lower your head to the earth. Extend your hands back behind you. Palms face the floor, just like Tadasana, mountain pose, which is the blueprint for all yoga poses. We're creating a passive Tadasana here. And the blueprint of Tadasana teaches us that in all yoga poses, we lead with an open heart. In order to be open, we must make space. So with each inhale, lift your breath up across your heart center. And every exhale, soften your heart more toward the floor. And notice how your upper arm bones respond and how your body responds with the support of your blocks. Continue to deepen your breath. This is one of my favorite ways, this pose, to begin my yoga practice. If I ever find I have a few minutes, or to simply use my blocks and direct my breath up across my heart space. So notice for you the sensations that show up as you're in this shape, the energies that are stimulated for you. What value is this pose delivering for you? Nice work, yogis. Bend your elbows, plant your hands in line with your shoulders. Slowly press your palms down to lift your heart up. Slide your blocks over to the sides of your mat or across the top of your mat. Lay down one cheek to the earth. And then turn your other cheek to the earth. The poses don't end when we come out of them. The space between poses are actually when we receive the energetic benefit of the poses. So notice the flood of prana, life force energy that's happening for you as you rest and receive from the upper arm bone exercise. All right, blink your eyes open. Turn your forehead to center. Bend your elbows again. Come through a low cobra, and then place your forearms down onto the ground. Nice work, yogis. All right, we'll come into a pec stretch. So we'll continue to work with the heart space and the upper body. Reach your right arm straight out from your right shoulder. And then slide your right palm towards the upper edge of your mat, about 6 inches. Then extend your left hand straight out from your left shoulder and come onto your fingertips. Lower your right cheek down. Crawl your right hand a little further away from your shoulder. Then ground your left fingertips down, roll onto your right hip. Option to stack your feet or float your left foot up. Bend your left knee. Place your foot down on the earth behind your right knee. Crawl your left hand in to be your support. Deep, full breaths. Remember, in every pose, we want to find the unique edge between too much and not enough. So once you encounter that first sensation, that's your body's beautiful feedback showing up for you to say, okay, right here, stay. Let's work with this. And when you stay with full awareness, full presence with the tension in your body, you can start to shift, move out, or amplify whatever it is you're feeling. For today, let's move out, clear out tension on the exhale so that we can make space to receive the energy that we're desiring in the heart. Slowly come back to center. Let's switch sides. Extend your left arm out, turn your left cheek to the ground, slide your left hand up about 5 to 6 inches, dig your right fingers into the earth, twist and turn onto your left hip point. Crawl your right fingers closer towards your heart to get some leverage. If you know another variation of this shape, always feel free to move into what feels best to you. Within every yoga pose, we have to make it our own. Every pose is adaptable to meet your own unique needs. Slowly roll back to center. Pause here, make a pillow with your hands, lay your forehead down. In the stillness between the shapes, receive the flood of energy from your poses. Rest and receive. When you're ready, drag your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press up through a tabletop. Sit back on your heels. Nice work, yogis. Okay, moving on. We will come into a saddle pose, So go ahead and grab, I'm going to use my bolster. You can also use your blocks and stack one block to support your shoulder blades, the other block to support your head. Or if you've got a big bolster like me, you can snuggle it up against your sacrum and use this as your platform for surrender. For saddle, we'll touch the big toes together, separate the knees nice and wide. If this is enough for you, you can simply stay here and breathe. Know that opening up the tops of your feet holds great benefit for you and your practice. All right, if you're ready to go back, bring your hands back to the outsides of your hips. Key action here, lift your hips up, slide your tailbone through, then sit back down. You should feel a gentle opening of your quads. This may be where you stop. If you want to go deeper, you're not at your edge yet, slowly start to recline until you lay down on your support, your props. For today, extend your arms out by your sides, palms facing up, then close your eyes. So when we're in any pose and we turn our palms up to the sky with a soft energy through our hands, we communicate to every cell in our bodies and all the energies around us that we're available, that we're not holding on so tightly to our goals, desires, current life structures, or the way things have always been. The energy of soft hands turned up, open.
allows us to lean in more to the energy of rest, restoration, relaxation, and receiving. So for the next 10 breaths in this shape, notice how you can embody these energies, embody these intentions. For the more you free up the energy within you, the more you make yourself available to receive the gifts in your life, receive relationships that are opportunities for co-creation, for joy, and for love. The more open you are, the more you can be in union with the people, the places, the things in your life. Let your upper arm bones fall back. Allow the softness that's available within this shape. It's a choice. It's a choice to not be in forward motion. Simply rest and receive. If this is feeling good, you can always stay here. If you're ready to move on, turn your palms to the earth. We'll use our hands and our arms to lift up, engage your core strength, and slowly rise. Okay, yogis, last shape, always Shavasana. Today we can use our props, either our block or our bolster, to come into a supported Shavasana. We'll stay there for the duration of the practice. Simply bend your knees, press down into your feet, slide your support underneath your sacrum, then extend your legs long, arms by your sides. Final rest. This gentle lift of your hips up towards the sky helps to open up the psoas muscle and make space for all your vital organs to stretch, to expand, and to receive more oxygen, to receive more prana, life force energy with each natural cycle of breath. Take 10 more deep breaths here, yogis. And as best as you can, let go of any effort in your body, your mind, and your breath. If you are in Shavasana on a prop, gently bend your knees, press your feet down into the earth, lift your hips up, and slide your props out from underneath you. Pull your knees into your chest. If you're in Shavasana, please do the same and wrap your arms around your shins. And then gently roll to one side and slowly press yourself up to a seat. Let's meet with our hands united in prayer at heart center. Lift your heart up high, let your spine be long, like an antenna calling forth the energies, the experiences, and the gifts you want to receive. Let's seal our practice with an Om. Take a deep breath in. Float your prayer hands up to your third eye.
Seal the wisdom from your heart into your mind. Bowing, together we say, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. I'm Leah Cullis, and I hope to see you again soon for more yoga and meditation on Round Glass or on our app. Be well.